Last firefly of summer, I caught it in a jar. A tiny star that flickered, a pulse that wasn't far from dying, from fading, from turning off its light. The last firefly, the only thing that's bright. In a season that is ending, in a year that's almost done, the last firefly, the setting of the sun. I held the jar up to my face, watched it blink and blink. The last firefly, the only thing I think. The last firefly, I'll let it go tonight. Not because I'm cruel, but because I need the light to find its way to somewhere else, to find another hand. The last firefly, the only thing that's grand, is the letting go, the opening, the trusting of the dark. The last firefly, the only kind of spark. I remember chasing fireflies when I was just a kid. A mason jar with holes punched in. The best thing that I did was run across the lawn at dusk, barefoot in the grass. The last firefly, the only thing that's past, is the time when magic was as real as the ground beneath my feet. The last firefly, the only thing that's sweet. My father used to help me hold the jar while I would catch the last firefly, the only thing I'll match. The last firefly, I'll let it go tonight. Not because I'm cruel, but because I need the light to find its way to somewhere else, to find another hand. The last firefly, the only thing that's grand, is the letting go, the opening, the trusting of the dark. The last firefly, the only kind of spark. The firefly blinked 3 times, then rose into the air. I watched it disappear into the darkness, and I swear I felt a piece of childhood lift off with its flight. The last firefly, the only thing that's right, is the knowledge that the magic doesn't die, it just moves on. The last firefly, the only kind of dawn. But the memory of the flicker is the only thing I keep. The last firefly, the only thing that's deep, is the knowing that the light goes out but not the light itself. The last firefly, I'm putting it on the shelf. Memories on a clothesline, flapping in the breeze. The sheets we used to sleep on, the shirts that used to please. Your eyes, my hands, the fabric of our life. Memories on a clothesline, the only kind of wife is the wind that holds them gently, the sun that dries the thread. Memories on a clothesline, the only thing that's said. I hung them out this morning, the way you used to do. Memories on a clothesline, the only thing that's true. Memories on a clothesline, they dance without a sound. The pillowcases whisper secrets to the ground. The towels are a monument to every tear we cried. Memories on a clothesline, the only thing that's dried is the grief and the glory, the laughter and the pain. Memories on a clothesline, I'm hanging them again. The clothespins are the same ones that you used to use, the wooden ones that clamp so tight, the ones I didn't lose. In the move, in the shuffle, in the chaos of the years. Memories on a clothesline, the only kind of tears that don't leave a mark, that don't leave a trace. Memories on a clothesline, the smile on my face. My neighbor asked me why I hang them when I have a dryer. Memories on a clothesline, the only thing that's higher. Memories on a clothesline, they dance without a sound. The pillowcases whisper secrets to the ground. The towels are a monument to every tear we cried. Memories on a clothesline, the only thing that's dry is the grief and the glory, the laughter and the pain. Memories on a clothesline, I'm hanging them again. The wind will take the scent away, the sun will fade the dye, but the fabric of the memory is the only thing that won't lie. It flaps and waves, it twists and turns, it dances in the light. Memories on a clothesline, the only thing that's right is to let them air, to let them breathe, to let them have their say. Memories on a clothesline, I'm learning to obey. a signal to the future, a message to the past. Memories on a clothesline, the only thing that lasts. The sound of you not calling is louder than a scream. It's the silence in the ringtone, the absence of the dream that you would pick up, that you would say hello. The sound of you not calling, the only thing I know is the weight of the receiver, the coldness of the glass, the sound of you not calling, the only thing that lasts. I keep my phone beside me, the volume on the highest, the sound of you not calling, the only thing that's quiet. The sound of you not calling, it's a frequency of loss. It's the echo of a conversation that I can't recross. It's the ghost of your voice in the static of the line. The sound of you not calling, the only thing that's mine is the waiting and the wonder and the hoping and the dread. The sound of you not calling, the only thing that's said. I used to dread the ring, used to screen the calls. Now I pray for any ring, for the rise and for the fall of a bell that doesn't chime, a tone that never comes. The sound of you not calling, the only thing that numbs is the pain of the anticipation, the ache of the prepare. The sound of you not calling, the only thing that's there. My friend says block the number, you need to move along, but the sound of you not calling is the only kind of song. The sound of you not calling, it's a frequency of loss. It's the echo of a conversation that I can't recross. It's the ghost of your voice in the static of the line. The sound of you not calling, the only thing that's mine is the waiting and the wonder and the hoping and the dread. The sound of you not calling, the only thing that's said. I know you're never gonna call, I know the silence is the truth, but the sound of you not calling is the only thing from my youth that I can hold on to, that I can recognize. The sound of you not calling, the only thing that's wise is to let the silence be the answer, to let the quiet be the end. The the sound of you not calling. I'm learning to unbend. I'm turning off the phone. The silence is a teacher, and I'm no longer alone. In the static, in the waiting, in the space between the rings, the sound of you not calling, the only thing that brings me peace, me presence, me the knowledge of the now, the sound of you not calling. I'm finally learning how. Dandelion wishes, I blew them all away. The seeds scattered like the words I didn't know how to say. They floated on the breeze, they drifted toward the sun. Dandelion wishes, the only thing I've won is the moment of the blowing, the second of the flight. Dandelion wishes, the only kind of light. I made a wish on every seed, 100,000 dreams. Dandelion wishes, the only thing that seems. Dandelion wishes, they're fragile and they're small, but they carry everything I need. They carry the all of my hopes and my terrors, my fears and my desires. Dandelion wishes, the only kind of fires that don't burn but flicker, that don't die but drift. Dandelion wishes, the only kind of gift. I found a field of dandelions, the seeds were white and full. I sat down in the middle of them, I felt the beautiful and terrible weight of hoping, of wanting something more. Dandelion wishes, the only thing I'm for is the possibility, the maybe, the chance that something grows. Dandelion wishes, the only thing that knows. My therapist says hope is good, but action is the key. But dandelion wishes are the only part of me. Dandelion wishes, they're fragile and they're small, but they carry everything I need. They carry the all desires, dandelion wishes, the only kind of fires that don't burn but flicker, that don't die but drift. Dandelion wishes, the only kind of gift. The seeds will land somewhere, not all will find the ground, but the ones that do will grow into a dandelion mound. And the wishing will continue, the cycle will repeat. Dandelion wishes, the only kind of sweet, is the trust that something comes from nothing, that the wind is not a lie. Dandelion wishes, I'm learning how to fly. Dandelion wishes, the only part of me that's not afraid of failing, not afraid of the unknown. Dandelion wishes, I'm finally on my own. The screen door sigh when it closes, that's the sound of you not here. It's the exhale of the hinges, the release of every fear, that you won't come back, that you've moved on, that you found another place. The screen door sigh, the only thing that's grace is the way it swings so slowly, the way it catches the light. The screen door sigh, the only thing that's right. I've been oiling the hinges, trying to make it quiet, but the screen door sigh is the only kind of riot. The screen door sigh is the sound of the alone, the sound of every evening that you spent on your own, watching the sun go down, watching the shadows creep. The screen door sigh, the only thing I keep. closing, the echo of the class, the screen door sigh, the only thing that lasts. You used to let it slam, you used to make it sing a song of summer evenings, of the firefly's wing. Now it just sighs, a tired sound, a worn and weary note. The screen door sigh, the only thing that's wrote on the air of the kitchen, on the dust of the floor. The screen door sigh, the only thing that's more. My neighbor asked me why I don't replace the screen. The screen door sigh is the only thing I've seen. The screen door sigh, it's the sound of the alone, the sound of every evening that you spent on your own, watching the sun go down, watching the shadows creep. The screen door sigh, the only thing I keep is the memory of the closing, the echo of the clasp, the screen door sigh, the only thing that lasts. I know I could replace it by a newer, quieter door, but the sigh is the only thing that tells me what the floor has witnessed, what the walls have heard, what the ceiling has seen. The screen door sigh, the only thing that's been faithful to the memory, loyal to the past. The screen door sigh, the only thing that lasts. The screen door sigh, I'll let it sing tonight. The wind is warm, the dusk is soft, the fireflies are bright, and the sigh is just a reminder that the house is not a tomb. The screen door sigh, the only kind of room, is the one that holds the absence, that makes the silence speak. The screen door sigh, the only thing that's weak and strong at the same time, that breaks and that holds. The screen door sigh, the only thing that folds. The screen door sigh when it closes, That's the sound of you not here. It's the exhale of the hinges, the release of every fear. That you won't come back, that you've moved on, that you found another place. The screen door side, the only thing that's grace is the way it swings so slowly, the way it catches the light. The screen door side. Somewhere beyond the headlights, there's a place I've never seen, a curve that I haven't taken, a field of evergreen. The headlights only show me 10 feet of the road. Somewhere beyond the headlights, the only kind of code that I can crack without a cipher, without a key. Somewhere beyond the headlights, the only thing that's free. I've been driving through the darkness, trusting the beam. Somewhere beyond the headlights, the only kind of dream. Somewhere beyond the headlights, it's where I'm headed now. The road is unknown, the map is blank. I'm making a new vow to trust the light that's given, to trust the path I'm on. Somewhere beyond the headlights, the only kind of dawn that doesn't need a guarantee, that doesn't need a sign. Somewhere beyond the headlights, I'm drawing the line. I used to need a spotlight, used to need a perfect view, used to need to see the destination before I ever knew that the journey is the point, that the movement is the prayer. Somewhere beyond the headlights, the only thing that's there is the next few feet of asphalt, the next few seconds of breath. Somewhere beyond the headlights, the only kind of faith. The radio is static, the GPS is lost. Somewhere beyond the headlights, the only kind of car. Somewhere beyond the headlights, that's where I'm headed now. The road is unknown, the map is blank. I'm making a new vow to trust the light that's given, to trust the path I'm on. Somewhere beyond the headlights, the only kind of dawn that doesn't need a guarantee, that doesn't need a sign. Somewhere beyond the headlights, I'm drawing the line. I don't know what's waiting for me, I don't know if I'll fall, but somewhere beyond the headlights is the most beautiful call to adventure, to discovery, to the terror and the grace. Somewhere beyond the headlights, the smile on my face is the knowledge that I'm moving, that that the wheels are turning still, somewhere beyond the headlights. I'm learning to be still. It shows me just enough to keep from falling off the edge. Somewhere beyond the headlights, I'm standing on the ledge. And I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm finally at peace. Somewhere beyond the headlights, the only release.
Whiskey, tears, and gasoline, that's what I'm made of now. A little bit of fire, a little bit of how. Did I get so broken? How did I get so numb? Ain't no doctor in this world who can fix a broken thumb. If the thumb is my heart and the doctor is a drink, I've been mixing my emotions in a kitchen sink. Gasoline to burn the bridge, whiskey to forget, but the fire in the bottle are just another net. Whiskey, tears, and gasoline, I'm a walking flame. Every time I think of you, I light up just the same. Burning down the forest of the person I could be. Whiskey, tears, and gasoline, you're still inside of me. I tried to quit the drinking, tried to quit the smoke, tried to quit the memory of every joke. You told me in the kitchen when we couldn't pay the rent, back when love was easy and my money was all spent. Now the money's better, but the love is gone, and I'm drinking in the dark, singing the same old song. Gasoline is poison, whiskey is a liar, but together they're the only thing that quiets down the fire. Whiskey, tears, and gasoline, I'm a walking flame. Every time I think of you, I light up just the same. Burning down the forest of the person I could be. Whiskey, tears, and gasoline, you're still inside of me. I know I should stop, I know I should quit, but the flame is the only thing that makes me feel legit. Like I'm still alive, like I still can burn, like I haven't given up on every single turn. The whiskey is a blanket, the gasoline is a match, and together they're the only thing
doesn't feel like a scratch.
Tears and gasoline,
The only thing that's sure is that I'm still standing in the ashes, still holding the light. Whiskey, tears, and gasoline, I'll burn again tonight. Still look to the right when I'm driving alone, expecting to see you scrolling on your phone. The passenger seat is empty, but the dent is still there from the way you used to sit with your feet on the chair. I reach for the heat control like you're gonna complain. And I remember you're never gonna complain again. The seatbelt is buckled, but nobody's inside. It's just a ghost of a habit that I can't seem to hide. Empty passenger seat, you're still taking up space. Not in the car, but in the corners of my face. Every time I glance to the right, I see you for a second. Empty passenger seat, you're the reason I'm wrecked, and I can't seem to break the habit of expecting you to be. Empty passenger seat, you're still sitting next to me. I bought a new car last year, thought it would help. A fresh start, a clean slate, a different kind of yelp. But the first time I drove it, I looked to the right, and there you were in silhouette, clear as the night. The upholstery was different, the smell was all new, but the ghost of you just moved in like ghosts do. My therapist says I should drive with a friend, but friends don't lean their head on my shoulder when the highway bends. Empty passenger seat, you're still taking up space. Not in the car, but in the corners of my face. Every time I glance to the right, I see you for a second. Empty passenger seat, you're the reason I'm wrecked, and I can't seem to break the habit of expecting you passenger seat. You're still sitting next to me. Maybe I don't wanna break the habit. Maybe the ghost is all I have and I need to grab it. Not to hold too tight, but just to know that somewhere in the air you're still part of the show. The passenger seat will never be truly empty, because empty is just a word and you're plenty. Empty passenger seat, you're my every word. I'll keep glancing to the right, I'll keep expecting you. Empty passenger seat, there's nothing I can do. Bluebird on my windowsill, singing like the dawn. I've been watching you for weeks now, since the summer's gone. You come every morning, you perch and you preen, the bluest thing I've ever seen, the quietest between my heart and the horizon, my hope in the gray. Bluebird, don't go, you're the only color of the day. I know you're wild, I know you're free, but your song is the only thing that makes sense to me. Bluebird, don't go, please stay a little while. Your feathers are the only thing that makes the winter smile. I know you have to fly south when the cold begins to blow, but Bluebird, don't go. I'm not ready to let go. Jacob, after my brother who died. He was blue too in a different way, but he always tried to make me laugh when I was drowning in the deep. Now you sit on the sill, and the promises I keep to him, to me, the memory of life. Bluebird, don't go, you're the only thing that's bright. The forecast says a storm is coming, the wind is gonna shift, but I'll leave the window open, I'll take the cold as a gift. Bluebird, don't go, please stay a little while. Your feathers are the only thing that makes the wind smile. I know you have to fly south when the cold begins to blow, but bluebird, don't go. I'm not ready to let go. I know I'm asking the impossible. I know you're not a pet. I know the sky is where you live, and I'm just a silhouette of a man who's scared of losing one more thing he loves. But bluebird, you're the only one who fits inside the glove of my hand that's always reaching for something that won't stay. Bluebird, don't go, or take me all the way. You just come back when the spring returns, and I'll be here learning what a bluebird learns. That love is not possession, love is just the grace of watching something beautiful fly away and keep its place. Midnight rain on a windshield, wipers keeping time. The rhythm of the water is the only friend of mine. I pulled over at a rest stop, but I didn't get out. Just watch the droplets race each other, that's what peace is about. No destination pressing, no schedule to keep, just the sound of the rain and the secret that it keeps. The fog on the glass is a canvas for my thoughts. Every breath I take is a battle that I fought. Midnight rain on a windshield, wash away the year. Every tear I couldn't cry is finally crystal clear. The thunder is a lullaby, the lightning is a spark. Midnight rain on a windshield, healing in the dark. I used stillness, used to fear the quiet. Now I crave the moments when the world starts a riot of water and a wind under the smell of wet concrete. The rain doesn't ask questions, the rain doesn't compete. It just falls and falls and falls until the ground is soft. And I sit here in my truck, taking every drop off. The headlights cut a tunnel through the curtain of the sky. I don't know where I'm going, but I don't need to know why. Midnight rain on a windshield, wash away the year. Every tear I couldn't cry is finally crystal clear. The thunder is a lullaby, the lightning is a spark. Midnight rain on a windshield, healing in the dark. The rain doesn't care if you're happy or sad, it just falls because falling is all that it has. And maybe that's a lesson I've been missing all along. To just keep falling forward, to just keep going strong. Not for a destination, not for a reward, just because falling is the only thing that's not a sword. Because I'm finally still. Midnight rain on a windshield. I've had my fill of running from the feeling of chasing the sun. The rain and me together, we're the only ones. The night I stopped pretending was a Tuesday in the fall. The leaves were turning colors, I was hitting every wall. I looked into the mirror and I didn't recognize the person staring back at me behind 1,000 lies. I said, "Who are you?" And the mirror didn't speak, but something in the silence made my future feel less bleak. I took off the mask I'd been wearing for a decade, and the air on my face was a beautiful blade. The night I stopped pretending best friend told him I'd been faking for years. He said, man, I've known, I've just been waiting through the fears for you to say the words that you've been swallowing like stones. I cried for 20 minutes, let the truth into my bones. He didn't say I told you so, he just said welcome home. And for the first time in forever, I didn't feel alone. The pretending was a prison that I built with my own hands. The night I stopped pretending, I finally made demands. The night I stopped pretending, I finally felt the rain. Not a something to run from, but a something to explain. The way that I've been hiding from the weather of my soul. The night I stopped pretending, I finally became whole. Pretending is exhausting. It's a full-time job with no vacation, no retirement, no heartbeat in the throb of a life that's lived for others, a life that's lived for show. The night I stopped pretending, I let my garden grow in the weeds and in the wild, in the chaos and the mess. The night I stopped pretending, I said yes to my own The night I stopped pretending, I danced in the street, not because I was happy, but because I could finally meet the person in the mirror without flinching or a lie. The night I stopped pretending, I finally learned to fly. Sunrise on my shoulder, coffee in my hand. I'm sitting on the tailgate of a truck that's seen the land. From coast to coast, from heartbreak to heal. The sunrise on my shoulder is starting to feel real. Not like a promise, not like a lie, just like the color of a brand new sky. I've seen 1,000 sunrises through the filter of regret, but this one's different. This one hasn't happened yet. Sunrise on my shoulder, wanna prayer. The birds awaken slowly, the dew is on the grass. I used to hate the morning, now I let it pass. Through me like a river, through me like a song. The sunrise on my shoulder tells me I belong. Not to someone, not to somewhere, just to the now. The sunrise on my shoulder, I finally know how to be grateful for the oxygen, grateful for the ache, grateful for the sunrise that tells my heart to wake. Sunrise on my shoulder, warm against the cold of the years I spent in winter, of the story that I sold. To anyone who listened to the tale of how I broke, sunrise on my shoulder, the silence finally spoke. And it said, you're still standing, you're still breathing in the air. Sunrise on my shoulder, you're still here. And that's not nothing, that's a prayer. I'm not saying I'm healed, I'm not saying I'm done, I'm just saying the sunrise and me, we finally won. A small victory over the night, over the fear. The sunrise on my shoulder is the reason I'm here. To witness the impossible, to witness the light, to witness my own heart deciding that the fight was worth it, was painful, was beautiful and true. The sunrise on my shoulder, I'm grateful for you. Sunrise on my shoulder, I think I'll sit a while. The day is opening like a flower, the night is in the file of things I've survived, of things I've outgrown. Sunrise on my shoulder, I'm not alone. I have the light, I have the air, I have the open road. Sunrise on my shoulder, I'm finally